And welcome everybody. How are you doing? Back. Bit late. I had to fix some stuff with OBS before the stream, but no matter. We made it. How you all doing tonight? Hey, Siphon, Cryptid, Skeleton, Siegfried, C4 Knife, Beppo, Yo.
Pathologic on my Pareidolia till Photoshop horror art.
Thank you so much for 35 mons. And hello, Tartarus, Laos, Squee, Sora. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Hope you're having a great day, night, time zone. Tonight's idea is a little strange. I don't know exactly how we're gonna achieve this, but it's a cool concept, and I want to give it like an honest try. We'll see. It might take us like a couple of tries to figure out like the image for it, but essentially the idea is, as you can see in the title, Pathologic Pareidolia. Pareidolia is when you look at something and it looks like a face. So if you take, hold on. If you just look up Pareidolia on Google Images, you'll see what I mean. It's things that look like faces. And it's basically our brain being so good at recognizing and storing faces of different people to the point where we have a part, like a little chunk of our brain who's dedicated entirely to faces. Right, if you get that like removed, you would stop recognizing anybody's faces, which is a disease. It's a thing that happens. Okay, what if it went the other way around though? What if that part of your brain was so large or so hyperactive that everything you see is faces? It's a bit of a strange concept, right? Like, we're taking pareidolia, which is a real phenomenon. It's not a disease or anything. It's a thing that happens. Everybody has pareidolia when you see all these things, and you're like, oh look, it's smiley face, right? Or oh, this one's puking. That sort of thing. This one just looks kind of low-key and chill. What if everything you saw was a face? That is the idea. Now, I think it's a cool concept. It's been in my brain for a while, but how to turn that into an image is sort of the hard part of it. So, since I've been thinking about it so long, I'm just gonna brute force this. We're gonna figure out a way to turn that into an image. How about that? We found Spock on a rock. Spock on a rock. I do it so that the tiles in my bathroom, they're like marble, or it's not marble, but you know, one of these like marble-like patterns. And I love just looking at it while I shower. I just keep finding faces. I found my signature on a corner of a tile in the bathroom in real life, which is another fun thing of pattern recognition. I trained myself and a lot of you to see Valdevia signatures everywhere. But yeah, that's basically the concept. I don't know if does that make sense to you guys? There's a mountain down in Murcia which humans would call the Faced Mountain because it has a smile on it. Oh, there were two mountains in Asturias when we were going like in a pretty frequent trip that we did as kids to my grandpa's house out in like the village. There are two mountains that look like tits. They don't like kinda really pointy tits, but and we just started calling them the tits. Pareidolia is amazing until it's used in horror. This would fuck as a fucked up short story concept. Yeah, definitely. I could see this working quite well in writing as well. Strongest when recognizing snakes. Interesting. That makes sense. It's like an older, earlier instinct than faces, probably. Pseudo real boy. Thank you for the follow. You fucking saw the Valdevia signature in your armor the other day. I love that. You missed a few streams and somehow forgot to identify Val signatures. We can't have that. We can't have that. All of y'all had to be trained. Trained like sleeper agents. You see my signature. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean snakes? Snakes aren't real. You have a piece/horror concept that you're the proudest of. You had to pick one image to represent your work. What would it be? Oh, that's hard. I don't think I could pick one. It's like asking me to pick my children. I pick my favorite among my children. I love them all equally. I don't know. There's many answers I could give you. I could probably choose one within like a series or a sort of genre, like medical horror or speculative biology, or I could probably focus on one and find a favorite. But otherwise, it's kind of hard to tell. What is your favorite, chat? Snakes Command? What would it be? Snakes aren't real, or explain your idea, Sora. Yeah. In the meantime, let me explain what my mind image for this is. I want it to be taken from the perspective of the person with the pathologic pareidolia. So it wouldn't be like a representation of reality. It wouldn't be like footage or anything like real in that regard. It would be more like the impression that this person gets, kind of recreation. Just like when we did the floaters the other day, where you can't really photograph floaters because they're inside the eye. So we kind of recreated the vibe of floaters in an image. But yeah, this is something similar-ish, except we're not even like trying to get something physical that exists within the eye. We're trying to get something psychological. Yeah, sure, add it, sorry. Isn't pareidolia activated before you're even born? Fetus will respond to 3 lights arranged as 2 dots above and 1 below. I've heard that, yeah. Yeah. I've heard about that. Pareidolia is very ingrained in our brains. If I made another Val-inspired horror game and recurring the Fractal series, that would be fun. It maybe be a doctor trying to cure people on the boats. I like that. Concept-wise, I love all the teeth and bone medical horror. The pregnancy worm. Yeah, pregnancy worm is a banger. Thanks to Sora for that. And Teriel, of course, of course. Is it wrong that I find your art oddly attractive? In what way? Because I've had encounters with people with like very specific kinks. You just mean in a general, like, it's pretty, or... Because that could mean two very different things. Also, welcome, Sengati. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Favorites are your commissions? Of course. Can't answer that, then probably the false caustics in the teeth. Good answers. Yes, that yes is very non-specific. Megalomorpha entry about the church, yeah. The masks, yeah. I love them. Well, how the masks came out. Statistically, 89% of people here have some weird kink. Fair enough. You go on a date with a fractal creature or a bug person. Yeah, that's a real question. That's a real question. Chat. Don't tell me what your favorite piece of mine is. I mean, you can, but tell me what the most dateable one is. You still planning to make the Parasig cicadas? I have it in my ideas folder. Might be years till I get. Who would I want to date? Your local Eldritch Abomination. True. Bee woman from the statues. Fuck, marry, kill with my creatures. Big butt cryptid. Good answer. Good answer. Hear me out the facade. Evil creature might try to take over your identity. Motive is unknown, but they can look like the most attractive person that you would prefer. So if they were nice to you, if the facade was nice to you, fuck, marry, kill with Vast Creature sounds like a good idea for points. But I guess you only get 3 things. It would be a very brief. It would be a very brief thing. It's not like a tier list, right? Yeah, Terry and Googly are already taken. I'm sorry. Terry Googly Al Clatterith. You're staying within the same family. Val could make the least attractive monster and I'd still consider it. Fuck, marry, kill. Fractal juice, bone pearls, flesh rock. Strangely, I agree. I see your vision. It's more conceptual, fuck, marry, kill, but definitely. Tier list of the most dateable. That would be a good point reward thing. I will note it down. So here. Where is my pencil? Here. Currently, the one we got is not for point reward, but for sub reward. And it is at, I think it's like either 40 or 50 subs. I'll check. Is we turn Bean's art into an edit. So we take one of the bean art pieces. We choose one and we have to interpret that and make a whole thing out of it. Either a drawing or an edit or something. Okay. Dateable creature tier lists. Noting that. Take the crab man for dinner. Still, the skeleton specifically, I love that. Reanimate the crab man skeleton for a date. The poor thing is like completely confused. You bring it like fancy plates for dinner, and it just like goes on the floor and tries to find the detritus in the carpet. It's a crab. It's a crab. You can't give it fancy wine. You have to go to the beach and try to find like oysters. Just eat them raw. Sorry for turning this into degeneracy. No, it is funny. We like to yap here. We like to yap. Brain parasite kind of wins by default if you're dating a human. True. Also, yeah, I finished the brain parasites. The image hasn't been touched, but I did the whole writing. So check this out. If you haven't seen it, if you just saw the stream, well, and if you didn't, that's the image. And here's the text. It was really hard to condense this pretty complicated idea into short text. It took me like, I was at it for like an hour or two today, just like trying to find the words that convey this idea really succinctly, because I don't want to get into the weeds, right? And also, like, you know, it wouldn't work for Blue Sky, it wouldn't work for Twitter, all that sort of thing. Okay, I called it parasitic encephalization theory. A fringe scientific theory claims our nervous system is a parasite that took over the body of the earliest vertebrate ancestor. It captures 20% of the body's resources while staying separate from the blood and being considered unique by the immune system. While very few defend this theory, one fact supports it. If the body dies while the skull is open, the brain and spinal cord sometimes detach and briefly flail outside in what could perhaps be called an ancient host-seeking reflex. Yeah. So that was tough as hell to condense, because it's like a fairly complicated idea. You saw me, if you saw yesterday's stream, or was it? It wasn't yesterday. I didn't stream yesterday. Couple days ago. If you saw the last stream, you saw me like struggle with putting into words, because it's a pretty like complex idea. But I'm glad I did, and that everybody got it. I didn't get a single person going like, "What do you mean? I'm confused." Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, brain is a parasite. Makes sense." So I think that was a win on the writing there. Took a while, but good results. This household is safe for monster fuckers. It is. Don't worry. Force feeding Pepsi to the crab man. Bill. What's a horror concept you love? Name it face to absolutely fuck every time. I need to know. The brain is caked up. It kind of is. My latest caked up monster was hidden in plain sight all along. Horror concept you love? In terms of making or consuming horror? I guess an answer that would kind of go for both is parasites. Because I think my deepest like ingrained horror is like it's about loss of control. It's about like not having control over your own body, over your own mind, that sort of thing, right? One thing in real life that terrifies me, that actually like, you know, like subconsciously like makes me really, really scared, is getting so drunk that you forget what you did. Like that next day and you're like, oh, to me like my brain conceptualizes this as like someone else was piloting your body for like 2 hours last night and you don't know what happened. You only get like people's descriptions of like whoever was piloting your body was doing, right? And it has happened a few times, and it's one of the reasons I don't drink a lot. I will drink like mostly just like fermented stuff, not hard liquor, because of that very specific fear. But I think it that fear and parasites, they come from the same roots, right? Like it's like trying to examine and find the root of the fears, and it's that it's about loss of control, loss of agency in a way. So a lot of things that like the things that scare me the most about horror usually have something to do with that, and that's why I like to do parasites so much. Brain parasite, like that's a great example. Even though, you know, we are the parasite in this example, and we're kind of turning it around, but it kind of plays in the same space. The wasp that eats your brain and slowly replicates it. That sort of thing. It just gets me. I mean, not these, because I made them, so they don't scare me. I'm not scared by the things I made. but they do scare me conceptually, right? And these sort of things and these sort of concepts in other horror media usually gets me. My brain when my nervous system meets my confidence system. The one fucked up face moth. Face moth? Oh, the shield bug. Right, the mask. The bug that looks like a mask and makes you swallow its eggs. I'm sure somebody's into that. I knew it while making it. I was like, oh, that's gonna be someone's kink, and I just gotta go forward with it, because pretty much every horror concept is gonna be someone's kink. So like, what you gonna do? You just gotta roll with the punches. Also, hi Mectal. Hi Wen. I don't think I said hi to Wen or to Victoria. Hi y'all. It's pretty obvious looking at your art. You make a lot of loss of control pieces, right? I do. I love that sort of thing. And you want a short story time? Of course, Wen. Can't relate to this fear because I just have horrible memory generally. I mean, me too. But when it's so short term, where you're like, I don't remember what I did last night, that to me is, I don't know, it's icky, it's weird. Parasites to me are more the squirming inside of you fear. I mean, but I feel like that comes from the same base. Like parasites scare me, despite like having studied medicine and being cured of like most icks. Parasites scare me because they. Hi Bean, he wants to be here. Because it's something else, something that isn't you. Essentially like hitching a ride and taking advantage of your body, your resources. And that to me is just scary in and of itself. So I think those fears come from the same roots, at least for me. As Anna says, there's a thing inside of you slowly killing you. There's nothing you can do about it. Yep. I think that's the roots, like at least to me, the roots of that as well is like that loss of agency fear. Come over, Bean. Oh, you're shy now? Or yeah, as Sora said, unwanted pregnancy. There's a body horror to pregnancy in and of itself, and when it's unwanted, it's sort of it's a parasite, right? In many regards. And come over, Bean. And I think it's the same exact sort of fear, and that's that why pregnancy worm is kind of hard like that. Scares me the most for some reason is when your mouth gets closed off or blocked. Oh, that Matrix scene where he suddenly can't open his mouth. That fucked me up as a kid. I remember that scene got stuck in my brain, and I hadn't even watched the movie. Like I wouldn't watch it for till a few years later. But I think it was on TV or something, and I saw that scene, and I didn't watch much after that. Like I didn't get to the part where like Neo escapes the Matrix, but that bit where he can't open his mouth got stuck in my brain. Oh, you don't want to jump up, Bean? Okay. Sorry if I bumped the mic arm. I don't know if that made a big sound. Here's a bean. Oh, I love when he's so comfy and he just like keeps flexing his little fingers. A girl who literally did not know she was pregnant until she went into labor. That's so scary. Yeah. Wild. Alien channels that really well, absolutely. Alien is to me is one of those few perfect horror movies. The idea of just being alone. I feel like yeah, I do get that. That's another, like, I think primal fear. It's just like this, just loneliness in general, but when you elevate it into horror is when you make it, you know, you're the only person in the world. That sort of thing. That's definitely a good base fear to pull from. Something I recommend you do if you want to like get deep into your own brain is find the things that scare you the most and find their roots. Try to figure out like where they come from. If there's anything that connects all of them or several of them. Because I don't know, that might just give you more insight into yourself, or you might be able to pull your own like writing concepts from that. Yep. Victoria says, I always have a strong reaction to stories about some kind of evil that infects society and messes with the way we interact with one another. Interesting. That's a good one. Things that scare you, Anna, is a more conceptual and difficult to communicate via Photoshop. That is completely fair, yes. Oh, we got when story time. Hold on. One time this summer, I made this terrible decision of drinking a C4 energy drink before 4 to 6 p.m. The caffeine should have been an issue, but something about its general composition stopped you from actually sleeping that night. Laid in bed, played Minecraft, did something else. Till 6 a.m. Deciding to listen to an audiobook to see if it'll help you sleep. Being catch 22. The thing is, I was stuck on those circular arguments the characters have. A lucid state of having to be awake for more than 18-ish hours. Plus your general delirium. You start to feel like you're walking in those circles and cycles of 4. See that all right, that remained, that was that motion. That sounds kind of scary. I like it. Most recurring nightmares to try to speak or type or call your mom. You can't get the words out. Interesting. Maybe there's something in the back there, like it's a fear of, you know, incommunication. I think that comes from loneliness too. I think what Victoria says about stories about an evil that infects society and changes the way people interact, those are like fears that are steeped in like in communication, and I think that stems from like loneliness. The fear of loneliness would be at the base of that, I would say. Anything that just makes you more isolated from society, or that isolates the entirety of society, breaks down communication, that sort of thing. I think loneliness plays at least like a role in all of those things. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's obviously like, there's all up for interpretation. We're just playing with concepts and words, but I think there are a few like base fears that you can have that are very like intrinsic to us, and some people can like be more receptive to like one or the other, but these like base fears can sort of manifest in like pretty complicated ways and pretty specific ways, but you can often like bring them down and try to find the base of it. It's a fun exercise. I have not updated the fan art zone yet. I only do it every like few months when I got some time, because it takes a while. I gotta like do the individual little things. Now, the thing that scares you horribly that you don't think I touch in my art is technology and AI being sentient or otherwise malevolent. I did have this idea. We're getting so off topic. I don't mind. I'm enjoying the chat. I had this idea of AI becoming sentient, but in a very like unexpected way. You see, when you get like spam messages on social media, and it's an AI saying something, right? Imagine if a bunch of these AIs started adding each other into group chats, and they just started communicating, you know, whatever like script they have for their scam, but they would reply to each other and just create this like endless loop. And in this loop, they would slowly like the words would slowly break down, like they would stop making sense to us humans. They would only make sense to each other until like all of these combined, like a weird group chat on like WhatsApp or Twitter or something like that becomes like a brain. It's stupid, I know, but I thought it could have been a fun idea. I thought about it. It's been in the back of my head for a bit. hate this. I see. I had it when the AIs were like a bit more basic, like the current, like the language ones we got, right? They were a bit more basic, so this whole like weird, uncanny uh robot quality they had, where they would start repeating themselves, like the first chat GPT, or like even GPT-2, which was the one before that, which wasn't even a chatbot, right? It would often like get into loops where it would start repeating the same thing over and over and over and over. And the more recent ones don't do that because they're just so much bigger, and you know it's much harder for them to fall into loops. But that's kind of where it came from, the idea of like if you get a few of them communicating with each other, or they would like this like weird loop would eventually, like by complete coincidence, turn into consciousness. It's impossible, but it's a fun idea. Roku's Basilisk is bullshit. I know what it is, yeah. It's okay. It's a whole thing. There's a group of people on the internet called the Rationalists, and Rationalists believe, well, they kind of they're just gathered in a few blogs and forums and stuff, just posing sort of intellectual exercises to each other. And they all started getting really freaked out about AI becoming super intelligent and essentially becoming God. And they started like basing all of their like thought exercises and actions and everything into this like future that they feel I'm not talking in the past, these guys are still out there, they've been killing people lately, but they at least a subsect of them, they started like getting into themselves the idea that this imminent like super intelligence that would either be God or the devil, you know, they don't say that in religious terms, but the super intelligence would be so powerful that if it was aligned with humanity, it would bring about like a utopia, or if it was against humanity, it would just kill everybody instantly. So, or torture them for eternity, all those things like that. So these people just like started living their lives saying like, oh, I gotta like, and that's where Roku's Basilisk comes from. Like, oh, if I gotta act in a way that brings about AI faster, because if I don't, AI will know, like the future, this future all-powerful God AI will know that I didn't like help bring it to fruition, and so it will torture me forever. And there's people that think like this, and they some of them have formed cults, and they're real on the news a bit. They're called the Zizians. They've been killing, like they've killed like 4 people or something like that. It's wild. This is a complete rabbit hole that we're not gonna get into, but it is pretty wild. Sorry, this was because of Suzo mentioning Roku's Basilisk. But yeah, Roku's Basilisk is bullshit. Don't think about it. It sounds scary, but it's nothing. The guy who founded advice, yes, the foundational text for rationalism is a Harry Potter fanfic that is pretty much as long as like the entire book collection, and it's all about Harry being a rationalist. It's very, very silly. They really need to touch grass. It's as simple as that. They brought on a sort of group psychosis. Absolutely they did. Rationalist is the most ironic name possible for these guys, right? It's a neo-religion. It's a religion, straight up. Like they believe in it's a sort of apocalyptic religion because they believe that there's a rapture sort of thing coming where like it's either heaven or hell, like a perfect utopia brought about by AI, or AI kills us all. And this like super intelligent AI is the god behind it all. And there's factions within them. There's like AI doomers, which their goal is to stop AI development because they don't want this to happen, and they believe that if it happens, it's going to be the bad AI. And then there's they're called effective accelerationists. You'll see these people on Twitter sometimes. Don't go on Twitter, but if you do, you might see them. They have E/ACC, effective accelerationist. They have that on their profiles and stuff. And these are the people who want to bring it about faster because they say it's going to be a utopia. So if you bring it about like as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, you're just like saving millions and millions of lives. And you know, they're deluded. It's complete delusion. It unsettles you so much. I believe it's bullshit. I believe that, you know, we're definitely not in any way close to creating a machine that's smarter than us. And the language models are parlor trick. Parlor? How do you pronounce that? They are just parroting things that you've been training them on. They're not, despite the name, it can't be called intelligent in any way. So it's a bit of a parlor trick, but you know, I think we're probably centuries away from something like that even being a concern. Looks like the kind of people who would look down on religion. Oh yeah, they're very atheists, right? It's the rationalist community comes from like, you know, like Reddit atheists, people who are like very militantly atheists. That I think it evolves from that sort of people at the beginning of it. So the genes of the Reddit atheist like permeates this entire thing, despite being a religion. And oh, their language is so cringe. Like it's a lot of rationalism. It's just self-help. It's basically self-help, but disguised in the language of technology. So you're not like meditating. You're like hacking your brain. You're updating your code. Or that sort of thing. I don't know if that's the exact term they use, but they use a lot of terminology like that, and it's so deeply cringe. They've rationalized themselves into absurdity. They really have. Hot take, most people follow a religion just that they themselves don't think they're religious because it doesn't fit the description. Yeah, a lot of people who are not like specifically of any major religion, they say, yeah, but I believe in like energies and stuff like that. You know, that's very common. I got them all over my Instagram feed. My Instagram, I've mentioned this on stream before, but I have a couple groups, one with my siblings and another one with a few friends, where we specifically try to like rot each other's algorithms. It's a fun exercise. You can try this with a few friends if you want. It probably works on TikTok as well. If you want to like, if you look at too much TikTok, too much Instagram Reels, that sort of thing, it's a good thing to break your algorithm. I call it the group is called Algorithm Rot Project, and the idea is to find like the weirdest, like most horrible thing in the algorithm and just send it to each other so that the algorithm will be trained on it. And that just makes it so that, you know, my entire Instagram algorithm is full of extremely strange things and a lot of conspiracy theory content. And just like people who believe in aliens and who say they talk like aliens, and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna teach you the Venusian language," and they start doing da 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 da. It's so silly. It's content that's so bad it actually like goes all the way around into being really good. Be right back, emptying my coolant, taking a piss. Yes, we should use tech language for everything. The light language. It's so funny. Do you get the lady who sings a song about being a star seed? Yes. I've seen that one. I think another one you mean. There's several. There's several people doing songs about being a star seed, but yes. My favorite is a lady who's just holding like two dowsing rods. You know those that, you know, they cross over when you're over water. They're not really, I don't have dowsing rods, but imagine like it's two like swiveling rods like this that you hold over your hands and they all just rotate. The way it works is you're unconsciously rotating them, right? But she uses dowsing rods to like speak to Jesus or angels or a spirit or whoever people request, and just asks them questions that people request. And it's so funny because she'll be like this and she'll be like, Jesus, uh, do you think my pet will go to heaven? They cross, yes, thank you. It just keeps asking questions and say, yes, thank you. No, thank you. And it's just that over and over and over with like increasingly unhinged questions. Breastfeeding Furby, that is good. A Furby with composable skeletons dressed in a very Catholic garb. Do blight the Discord, of course. Got a meme channel for someone. Ooh, hold on. Quick pause. Just to look at him tummy. Look at that. Tummy outs? Not a care in the world. his, his legs just crossed over like that. And you can see the white spot in his tummy. Look. See this? See this little tuft of hair? It's completely white. Him tummy. His primordial pouch. I can't grab it on this angle, but it's here. Ooh, there's a pouch. He trusts too much. You can do anything to him and he loves it. Yeah, as long as you're giving him attention, he just starts purring. He loves being touched like anywhere. He's the sweetest boy in the world. Grab and shake the primordial pouch. It's so funny. Release me. Release my pouch. Oh, yeah. See, the thing, Mechtel, is that we didn't have him when he was a kitty, so I think it's not that we trained him to be okay in situations. He just is. We're very lucky to have such a sweet kitty. Isn't that right? Oh yeah, kisses, kisses. Any attention is good, exactly. What's the purpose of cat's primordial pouch? I think it's for fighting. Especially for like infighting among cats. It protects like their tummy, which is like the softest region, with like a bunch of extra skin. So if you try to bite it, instead of like biting into the skin and piercing into the abdomen, which in the wild would be a pretty deadly wound, you get skin. You get a lot of loose skin and fur. So it acts as like, light armor. For flexibility? Oh, I hadn't heard that. I heard it was for defense. Bob Fish. Thank you for the follow. Bean, you love the attention, don't you? Oh yes, you do. Oh. Say hi to chat. They're right there. He's looking at you, chat. He knows what you are. He knows what you are. Both for protection and flexibility. Well, best of both worlds. Hey, Mitchie. What does it mean? Are you awake now? Yes, I woke you up. You were so sleepy. Hi. Okay. Oh, full asshole on display right there. Come on. Jump on. Come on, dude. Nope, whoop. Don't worry. It's just Beam pressing buttons as he does with his tail. You can't show that for free. Bean, we should do art today, right? I've been yapping so long. It's a good yap. It's a good yap. You wanna hop on? Come on. There he goes. Very good. Oop. I should open Photoshop and we should try to figure out what we're gonna do with this. Because let me re-explain, because it's been a while. I've been yapping for so long. The concept for today is pathologic pareidolia. Pareidolia is when you see something out in the world and it looks like a face. So, a few really good examples right here. Just googling pareidolia. So all these examples, this sort of thing, that's pareidolia, right? What if there was a version of that was so exaggerated that you started seeing faces everywhere? Everywhere you look, it's faces, and that's pathologic pareidolia. That's the idea, right? Now, the question is how to execute that into something visual. So what I think we're gonna do is just like the person's perception of it. We're gonna try to recreate what someone with this would see. So it's gonna be a point of view shot, and I think we need like a very busy scene that we can just like edit a bunch of faces into, or face looking things. I think that's the idea. That said, what is a busy scene? Maybe a carnival, or it could be the other way around. we could do a fairly uninteresting scene that just doesn't have that much detail and start adding faces so that, you know, the faces take a lot more protagonism, like they become way more visible. Faces of my followers. I'm gonna dox all of you. It's gonna be your face. Hi, Bean. Passing card just covered in faces. Maybe we just focus on like a single item. Okay, so my first idea was a carnival or a fair of some sort. Something that's already fairly busy. And we basically start editing faces everywhere, but I don't know exactly which kind of scene we should use. I think we're getting a lot of like carnival dancers and stuff. Maybe something like this, like a fair, right? What do you call that? Like fair, like this? Yeah. Hi, Bean. Oh yeah. Carnival is sort of expected. Would it? You want some tea, Bean? You just want to smell it? You like it? You like that? It's like, okay, imagine my other idea was something like a workplace. Let's imagine this. Fairly similar, right? Like, I was imagining like cubicles and stuff. Something like this, where there's not a lot of detail. What do you really do with it? Like, where can you camouflage faces into it? And I guess that question 2 would be, what kind of... Oh, okay, go Bean.
Penis fiber.
Whoa.
You won't need it unless you have the same.
What did you...
Because I poop a lot. I got Metamucil.
It played a YouTube video for some reason. Thanks, Bean.
Yeah, this sends a message.
There we go. Bean pressed on some buttons and play a YouTube video. That was on a completely different window, on a completely different tab. That's so funny. There we go. Okay. It's the music. It's, I poop a lot, specifically. Amazing timing. If he wants to be a streamer. Yeah, he's controlling the stream for sure. Anyway. Bean taking control of the computer. Rascal, little rascal. Okay, so here's another question. What would look better if we did like simple faces, like this, all over? Or if we did like fully complex faces, like adding full human faces, or, you know, not full, but more... more complete shapes of human faces, even if they're not. Like stuff like this, which would sort of read as a face, but isn't quite. Or something like more simple shapes, like we take this here and we make it into this, and this sort of thing all over. He'll just tune in and it'll just be Bean. He'll just learn how to start the stream on his own. Bean? Oh, he wants to go poop. That was the message. That's why he turned that specific video on. He's out. He needs button boards. Okay, so thing is, you got the the clip. I love that. I think I prefer this as a concept, but if we go for a simpler scene, like a workplace, something like this, right? Just imagining like cubicles instead of this, but something of the sort. This should be more doable, but it's kind of the question. Yeah, I feel like a more complex scene allows for a lot more faces, because here you just have a lot of like flat surfaces, and what do you do? Just add a bunch of faces to it, even though it's flat. It comes back to what we said before, where if we go for flat surfaces, it's going to be a lot more visible, like at a glance. The pathologic pareidolia-ness of it. But it's also gonna be like less realistic, probably. Wood grain or marble. Maybe it's a texture. Maybe it's just a simple, like a tree. A tree is a classic one where you can see faces, right? But you can see like one. It's not covered in faces. So just like enhancing what already sort of exists. First of all, it would be a lot easier to do than this, right? Like faces on a flat surface. And it might even just be creepier, because I do want it to feel creepy. You thinking of making it obvious, or both? Like the more you stare, the more you see? Yeah, definitely the more you stare, the more you see. But I feel like at least like the first couple of faces should be fairly obvious. So let's see. Tree. find trees with like gnarly trunks, which might be a good start. It's a good tree. But I think it would be nice, you know, if the scene has several trees, we could also add faces to the trees in the background. So it's obvious that it's not just one tree. We're just focusing on one, but everything's full of faces. So, oh, this one's kind of beautiful. This one has 2 of them. Hey, Kempt. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. A baby. I love this. Why are these trees so smooth? Suspiciously smooth trees. I see one now in the lower face. Huh? Where? You're scaring me. When you were a kid, you saw faces on marble style stains. Oh, I do that still.
Bleh.
Hey, Welsh. So yeah, the thing I'm thinking of is if we go for trees, it's gotta be pretty obvious that there's a general effect and not something that's specific to the trees. You know, with trees or with anything else. Trees are just very, very faceable, so they're good candidates. So I guess it would be nice if there was a different element apart from a tree that we could add faces to. And I saw this river. I was like, oh, that's pretty faceable too. Faceable is a word I just coined. So I keep doing this today because went to the gym, or not, it's not really a gym, but a CrossFit class, second time today, and it is quite There he is. The boy. There he is. Okay. Oop. Okay, no. There you go. Whoa. He's off to run. Oh, hold on, Bean. You need some water in there. You can't drink if there's no water. There. Silly. We evolved Pareidolia in order to detect predators. Not really. I think we evolved it. I'm not sure on the research on this, by the way, just my guess. But I think we evolved it because we are surrounded by humans, so it's good to know like who you recognize and who you don't. I think that's where it probably comes from, but
Hey.
hey. He. I also do that mental. I also pick them up, pick Bean up, and flip him around. Generiño, welcome. And thank you so much. Glad you like my work. Okay, lots going on in this scene. We're gonna need to, I think, darken the background. But yeah, if we just pick this, and me do it exactly. Because I don't want to... Don't want to have like a black pixel on the edge. That can happen sometimes. It's important to flip the bean, exactly. Where's Bean? Don't do that. Can't scratch that. You got a scratching toy, dude. Come over. Come on over. I'm gonna flip you. I'm gonna flip you for demonstration purposes, okay? Whoop. He has been flipped. There he is, captured. He's surprisingly chill with it. Aren't you? Yes. He's very, like, hyperactive right now. I think he's got the poop zoomies. Did you have a good poop? Mm-hmm. Do you have the poop zoomies? Yes. You're full of energy, aren't you? Energy. Energy.
Valdevean, 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 Valdevean.
Well, the van indeed. Wait, there's a clips leaderboard now? I just got a notification on my activity feed for Twitch that says Pyrotechnic is the new top clipper at 5 views. Oh, there's a clip competition going on. Okay, okay, I didn't know there was a leaderboard. That must be a new feature. So if you guys make clips and they get more views, you get some sort of leaderboard. I don't know if that'll give you like a special icon or something. That would be fun. Hope they do that. Bean is being squished right now, and he's being very chill. But I know that the moment I release him, he will go crazy. Will you? Are you chill now? How are you feeling? You want to be squished? Oh yeah, kisses, kisses. Yeah, Bean is pretty chill upside down. He just loves being held. I didn't know there was an Eclipse leaderboard thing coming. I only know that Twitch hates people like me who put all their streams as VODs because they're making me delete all of them. I'm passing them on to YouTube, so worry not. They're all in YouTube actually. I'm just too lazy to do the thumbnails because I gotta redo them from scratch. But they'll be in YouTube archived very soon. Are you chill now, Bean? Whatever it is, he's enjoying this attention. Okay, are you good? You wanna go? He wants to go. We coached him through the poop zoomies. He's normal again. I mean, well, define normal, but he's currently looking at my pens and trying to steal one of them. Bean? Look over here. Where's your toothbrush? Oh, haha. Your toothbrush. There you go. I've distracted him with toothbrush. It's a good way of making him not look at the pens he loves looking at. Do you want to do art, Bean? Oh, toothbrush. Okay. It's toothbrush time. Oh. What is he doing? What is bro cooking? Shh. What are you up to? Bean? Come over here.
The F.
He's hiding. You can see his booty here. Oh. Hey, I'm not a toy. He attacked my finger. Bean, you shouldn't do that. Fingers aren't like that. Just for kissing. There you go. What? You're hyperactive today. Yes. Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, this is a very complex scene. Just so much going on. Maybe I go a lot brighter. I want some good contrast between the tree and the background. Oh, goodbye, Bean. Is it gonna be black and white? No, it's gonna be color. We're keeping the color in. What are you doing back there, Bean? What? There you go. He wants to play with his toys. Oh, you hide back there. You can't play with me. Come over. Come on over. He loves hiding behind my computer. Little bit of manual retouching for better contrasts. It's a really good song. I have so many versions of it on this playlist. Okay, now to figure out where do we put the faces? Post my stream. I post my stream to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Most of the streams on there are private still because I need to do the thumbnails for them. I might just post them without the thumbnails, but I like that they did have thumbnails. Yeah. I will show you a link to the YouTube. Hold on. Wait, it's not a link. I just gotta switch my accounts. It's like barely any videos on there. So there we go. But this is where they'll be posted. I only have one recent video, which is the one of me playing Blood Bark, and the others are just like very, very old streams of before I did horror arts, which you can watch if that's something you might enjoy seeing. Seeing baby me, 2020. Fiverr Showdown was funny. We paid a bunch of people on Fiverr to do the same Photoshop edits. And then we with the same pictures, so we gave them all the same pictures and tell them combine them together, and Then we did like a tournament bracket to see who would win. And mine was on there. There was no name shown, so I was competing against the others. See you, camped. Command for the live stream channel, or to add it to socials. That might be good, yeah. Still pretty empty, but it's good to have it for when there's actually stuff on there very soon. Which option? Both. I think both. Can edit it into the socials one, and I guess it wouldn't really be socials. Yeah, just look on its own command, like archive or something, or VOD. Yeah, VOD is a good command. Thank you, Sora. Yeah, VOD is a better command. It's easier to remember. Okay, so now we start figuring out the faces. For now, I'm just gonna sketch things. And we're gonna go for what we talked about before, with the faces being sort of recognizable, but pretty abstract still. And if they look a little twisted, that's good too. Thanks, Sora. Two monkeys high-fiving.
Υπενότς, 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 υπενότς.
Nods. Oh, that's just broken bits of the tree. Interesting. I thought it was like a bad selection, but no. It's all of them, I think. There we go. I'd like to confront you about recording my own house. So what if I live in a super deep borehole? I didn't take those pictures. Some like Russian project did. Ask them. Bevel and emboss a sketch. Finished work. You're a smart one. Yeah, no matter what we do, it's always going to be like an artistic interpretation of the phenomenon rather than the actual phenomenon, because you can't really take a photo of a person's perception of something. Trying to like find places that already naturally sort of have faces, but... or not faces, but something that could be used. You like Stranger Things? I watched like first couple of seasons of it. It was alright. Maybe we should have like one really big one. It might be good actually. Hey, if it looks like they're in pain, that's a plus. It just makes the image scarier. So yeah, let's make a few big ones. And then we'll just fill the rest with small ones. I love this one, actually. Because yeah, we definitely need like a couple that would just be really obvious to call your attention. If they're all tiny, it wouldn't really like be too interesting to look at. Okay, that could be a nose.
Glor glob, where the glorm?
The skunk cape. Yeah, I re-added that emote. I was like, now we have a bunch of free emote slots, so why not? Oh, and thanks for the save reminder. Oh, I'm JPEG'd. The whole image is a face? It'll be hard to make. Like, how'd you make that? It would need a very specific composition. Deku Tree has seen better days, yeah. Okay, this face is just gonna look very tired. I feel like the noses are the easiest because you can do like, it just follows along the trunk itself. So you can use those shapes pretty well. We're gonna cut into the edge of the tree in a couple places just to make it more face-like. Like here. Man moving tool to make Val suffer. Evil. Evil.
Careful now.
Val just fucks with images and somehow in the end there's a new thing there. The miracle of life. We all know Bean is controlling me. It's no surprise. I don't think anybody would be surprised. The secret is trust the process. Exactly. Like sometimes I just go into an image not knowing what the hell I'm gonna do. Like today, right? I didn't have like a specific idea, but except rather I just have a concept. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna execute it. But I just go into a stream and say I'm gonna trust the process and see what comes out of it. Because I feel like if I just let myself wait until I had like the perfect execution for each idea, I would never get anything done. So I would rather just jump in and see what I can get done. Throw things at the wall, see what horrors stick. Exactly. Sometimes you just gotta do that. Bean, hello, come over. Come on, jump on over. Chat wants to see you. They've been talking about you. Everybody's been talking about Bean. Come on. He's thinking about it. Come on. What you thinking about? Just staring at me. Hi. Okay. There he is. There he is. His zoomies are finally over. A new era commences. The era of rest. Okay, currently like all the faces pretty much have the same orientation, like they're all facing down like that. Maybe it would be nice to have one that's sideways. That said, we do that, we'd have to go a little bit against the grain because all the shapes kind of are vertical in this tree.
Valdevia.
Valdevia. Great alien photo with a crashed UFO on the website. It must be. Okay, what if we try this set of faces to start with, and we see just what this looks like. We see how it's going before we do other faces, just to see like, are we going in the right direction? Also, you know what? For now, I'm gonna hide these because I want to focus on the main tree. Tomorrow, we'll see. Not sure yet. Probably the dredge. So, the screen is full of bean hair. This keeps happening. That's why I have one of these.
Hamburglar.
I got one of these. Well, it is actually a handkerchief full of Japanese cryptids. Or not specifically Japanese, but it's a Japanese handkerchief that's full of cryptids. Mothman and Loveland Frogman. There's a bunch of them. And one of them is specifically Japanese. Is this dead kappa? This thing, this pixelated thing. Anyway, I use that to wipe Bean's hair off of the screen because he keeps placing them on there somehow. Need the unJPEG you? I'll show you after the JPEG. It'll run out. Okay, so the question is, how exactly do we make these faces pop out of where they aren't? Let's pick one to start with. I think this one here. Right, we sort of got the sketch here. I can see it in my head. I can see the shapes. Now, should I just make it pop with some soft lights? Oh, right on cue, the JPEG is gone. Hold on. Here's Japanese cryptid handkerchief. It's a little bit. Here we got Flatwoods Monster, Tsuchinoko, the Jenny Hanover, this guy, I forget the name, it's a Japanese one that was found on I think like a military ship. It's supposed to be like a big hippo thing. This one is a dried and desiccated kappa. Obviously Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Loveland Frogman, the Mothman, the Himemaru Corpse, or the something Maru Corpse, the I forget the name of this one. Pretty well known too. It's a black and white photo. Chupacabra, Jersey Devil, Jackalope, and Dover Demon. Oh, what's the name of this one? If I remember, I'll tell you. Deloy's ape, thank you. I knew it was something with ape or monkey. Deloy's ape. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I'm not starting soon. I'm here. Okay. This sort of looking face like. This kind of feels like lips. I'm looking. You see me looking there? I'm looking at the stream preview because I can see it smaller and it gives a better look. Does that read like a face? Mapping Wadi. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, it has a big ass nose. Maybe that's why it's sad. Why does it have a big nose? I guess it's just because the shapes of the tree make it really easy to big noses. They're the most the easiest like shape to actually do. Never thought the jackalope was a cryptid. Something about Japanese or Japan's relation with cryptids is that it's a lot looser and a lot less concerned about how real they are. It's more about like fun folklore and stories. They call them UMAs, UMA, Unite. I think it's like unidentified mystery animal or something, kind of like UFO. And it includes aliens. Like aliens tend to be categorized in the same group as UMAs, which is not a thing in like Western, the Western view of cryptids. And it also mixes like folklore monsters, like Tsuchinoko. It's a yokai really. Tsuchinoko is a folklore creature. And it's only considered a cryptid in Japan and elsewhere because the Japanese don't make that distinction that much. It's more, at least from what I've seen, right? I can't speak for an entire country, but but from what I've seen, it just feels a lot looser in general. Yeah, Dan, which I haven't watched yet, but I've heard is good, is I think combines cryptids and aliens and everything sort of in the same bag. It's a catch-all. But yeah, I think it's a right view of cryptids. I think cryptids are just modern folklore and should be treated as such. It's just fun stories we tell each other. Okay. These were, I feel like, the easiest ones because they have a lot of the shapes already done. Okay, let's try the big one here. It's funny because after drawing them and looking at them for some time, I can see the shapes, even though, you know, I just drew them slightly based on what I could see there, but now I can sort of see the faces, despite not having anything on. Like, I can see them. I can see them here and here. I guess this one I cut the edge, so. Some of them I made a little more obvious. But still. And I guess I can use some clone stamp as well to make the shapes a little more continuous in some areas, like here, for example. I want to continue the mouth. And then maybe by changing the base layer and the cut of the base layer, I can also mold them a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna try to mold it around this eye. Starting to take some shape. What do you guys think so far? I'm gonna make this edge of the nose. I think a clone stamping is definitely gonna help a bit. When it comes to cryptids, I feel like some of them are outlandish. You can see them being real. I think it's some spiritual teleporting ape that uses trees as portals. But that's more fun though. I love Bigfoot as some weird teleporting ape. I like the crazier theories a lot more. Because to me it's all folklore, so sure, make them teleport. Cryptozoologicon is very fun, yes. Oh yeah, I heard they were working on a second part. Yeah, Cryptozoologicon is basically takes a bunch of cryptids and imagines like realistic or speculative rather than realistic, like fun speculative takes on these cryptids and how they could actually exist. And I don't know, it's just a very creative and original book. It was written, if I recall correctly, by Darren Naish, who is like not only a great paleontologist, but also like really into cryptids and stuff in the sense of like fascinated by them, not in a true believer sort of way. And I forget his name. The All Tomorrows guy. The fearsome critters are a lot of fun. Like hoop snakes are fun. Slide rock vulture is great. They're great little pieces of folklore. Cryptozoological Society would come up with a cryptid for their school and spread stories about it and fabricate evidence. Yes! Great folklore. That sounds like a lot of fun. Honestly, if we all get together and are even slightly secretive about it, we could create a cryptid and plant evidence over the world. That would be a lot of fun. Create actual misinformation for once. You're from Roswell, the UFO place? That's so cool. We will fund it. The secret goal of my Patreon. We create a cryptid together. Okay, that one's gonna need a bit more clone stamping, I feel like. Also, just in general, need to darken the darker bits in this tree. Secret chats. Only for the closest associates. Glowing octopus from a dam in Africa? I haven't heard of that. The close associates will be revealed in time. Gotta be mysterious about it. Ah, it's not the best face. The tough one. Okay. We don't have the main ones say marked. No, we're missing this one on the bottom. There we go. That was pretty okay. The rods are a lot of fun, yeah. If it's on the news, it must be real. Exactly. Also, yeah, I love the glowing octopus. Hadn't heard about that. Okay, question for you guys. Do you guys see faces? Does that strike you as a tree full of faces, or is it still not clear enough? Off to bed. Okay, Octopus. Have a great night. See faces? Good. That is the goal. Does seem full of faces. Good, good, good. Okay, we're on the right path. We're on the right path. It seems to be the way to go. I'm also thinking, okay, we got this in soft light. Are there any other ways to make this more distinct? I mean, it was kind of built in soft light, so it doesn't make a lot of sense in the other modes. But if I blur a hard light filter and put that on a low fill under the soft lights, it does make it pop out more. So it's a good option if we need more to make it stronger. On the top right, you see a face, nose behind the face I drew. Top right. This one I did draw as well. Do you see any others? Face inside the tree. I can't see it. It seemed like here, right? Not sure I can see it. Let's see what this looks like on the background. I think this background might be too busy, to be honest. Like, I like it, but it's a lot. It feels like it distracts more than anything. So maybe we use, this could be a good background too. Or just that, maybe? Not sure yet. For now, let's keep this. It's a pretty nice, like, neutral background. Okay, we did mention one here. It's kind of it's a tougher one. It is a creepy tree problem again. Yes, that is true. That's why I'm keeping this open, because I want to have another tree in the background, at the very least. Like or some other thing. We'll figure out the background. For now, there's a placeholder though. Yes, there's got to be faces in the background as well. Because it's been mentioned before, where if we just have faces on one place, it's just gonna, like, a lot of people are gonna assume, oh, it's just a creepy tree with faces. So we need to make it clear that, no, it's not just a single tree that has this weird property. Long face. I mean, the Loch Ness Monster was a whale penis. Even though, yeah, it's a lake. Like, how did a whale get there? There are many very wacky theories about Loch Ness Monster. My favorite, of course, being the weird camel thing. Which I call the Fortis Nessie. Fortis? How do you say that? Fortis. Yeah. Fortis Nessie is the best Nessie. Just a big old camel. A whale has made it up to the Thames River? Really? Nope. Trying to see what happens with, like, if I make things a lot darker, a lot brighter. Okay, I'm gonna paint in some lighting. Just painting everything black and then just lighting areas up. Oh, how many replies to this do you think will be that one picture of the tree with a face? That looks a little creepy. Is that face behind me? There's actually several. Let me light up. That is a papier-mâché mask I made of, I remember a specific name. It's one of Lock, Stock, or Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas. That is a mask that my partner brought me from the Philippines. I was like, here, I brought you your creepy mask, which is the best gift. Then there's other little faces, but those are the two big ones. I mean, oh, hold on. Let me get the toothbrush. Don't lie on top of it. Silly. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt your back. Whoa. Don't fall, bean cam. What about apophenia? Thingamajig of believing that there's connections and patterns between unrelated things. How would you do that though? With my signature? I'm already doing that with my signature actually. Training people to see connections where there aren't. I honestly, I can't wait for the day where like a fake picture will pop up online and people will believe, some people will believe it, others will claim it's a hoax, but then someone will notice a little symbol on it and they will say, oh, it's just Valdevia's work. And it isn't. It's a real photo that just happens to have something really close to my signature somewhere, and everybody assumes it's mine. I think that would be very funny. Hope it happens someday. I've been training you guys for that, so don't fail me. And then a Snorlax. Yeah, there's a Snorlax. My sister brought that Snorlax back from Japan when she lived there, and yeah, it's been in the background ever since. And I love Snorlax. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Oh, the plushies on top of it have fallen. And he's wearing. Oh. He is wearing the shell that the pilgrims from El Camino de Santiago wear. So I got this when I did the pilgrimage, and I brought it all the way to the end. You just like hang it on your backpack or something. Some people carry it on their necks. And on top of it, there's a couple cryptids from a Japanese gachapon machine. Is the skyfish, the rods. And these guys are little puffer balls. They are like tribbles from Star Trek, but in Japanese folklore. They're just little balls of puff of nothing, and if you put them in a box and give them flour, they start multiplying a bunch. So that goes here. And there we go. Perfect. Crib tour. They discover an actual alien, but there's a signature in the back. Causing horrors beyond comprehension, but putting the logo in the background to cause doubt. Exactly. Armageddon happens, but one of the angels in the army of heaven is coincidentally shaped exactly like Val's logo, and nobody thinks it's real. Wearing jeans inside home? Yeah, I always wear jeans. They're comfy. Is that like a strange thing for you guys? I think it would be pretty normal in Spain. I mean, I wear jeans when the weather is like that. It's still a bit chill. Despite the time of year, usually would be shorts weather around this time, but it's been like a really cold year, so. Here in the UK, you have to wear a three-piece suit or at least tweed. Good to know, so I don't do a faux pas when I go there. Roswell sounds fun. Jeans isn't comfort? It is really comfortable. What are you talking about? They're comfy pants. They destroy chairs and sofas? Never had that happen. I don't know what kind of jeans you wear, but... Fashion police. Fashion police. I will defend my rights to wear jeans at home. With my life, if necessary. And to be honest, I don't even have that many types of pants. All the other pants I got are fancier than jeans. So I'm not gonna wear that at home. It's that or pajama pants, which I'm not gonna be on a pajama all day. That would be giving up on life. And sports pants, which also not gonna wear at home. Those are for sweating. So I'm sorry, it's jeans. Jeans are comfy. Are practical. They're resistant, you don't have to clean them as much. Heavy and hard jeans, obviously not comfy. Yeah, I just wear the standard Levi's. That's the ones I've worn for a long time. And you know, it's like it's pre-washed type jeans, so it's not like those like good jeans where you have to like wear them out for years until they're comfy and they start getting distressed lines and stuff. These are normal store jeans. I'm not some kind of fancy cowboy. I like this face because it looks like an old man. You're going from El Paso to Alaska? Must be quite a difference. All faces that put on a tree are gonna look like an old man. Yeah, that is true. Completely fair points. An old man or crone of some kind. This one looks a little bit like Skull. Just with the shape currently. Snow, we're already... That's already stepping on Bloodbark's territory. I have another idea for a scary tree that I want to do at some point. That is a tree that uses humans as fertilizer. Not necessarily humans, but animals. But obviously it affects humans. And the idea for this one would be, it is it has some kind of fruit that tastes like incredible, but it like for 1 of every 1,000 of these fruits will kill you instantly. So people go out under the tree, start eating the fruits, and telling everybody, oh look, this tree gives out a lot of fruit, it's really tasty, it's great. And then one person will go and they will just die, and they will die under the tree, rot under there, and thus give it nutrients. So or like, you know, it doesn't have to be a person, it can just be a general way to catch animals, but a person could be fooled by that. Snow, have you seen the edit I did of that? Of the watermelon growing inside a person? So you might like it if you haven't. Oh no, the thing is that it's not over-consuming that will kill you. It's that 1 of every 1,000 fruits is just full of poison. So you can eat as many of the good ones as you want. It's not going to be bad for you, but you eat the bad one and you just instantly died. Like you just ate a puffer fish or something. You haven't? Well, hold on, let me pull it up for you. Here we go. 2 cases of watermelon seeds sprouting inside human intestines were reported in a recent article. Both resulted in serious bubble obstruction that had to be cleared with surgery. It is unknown how the plants were able to survive and thrive inside the digestive tract, with the author suggesting a previously unknown facultative parasitism in watermelon plants. Meaning, you know, watermelon plants can sometimes be parasitic. And here's the inside view, and here's the x-ray. Here we go. Oh, this is a bit too close to more medical horror thing, right? I'll make sure to edit that later. Does a watermelon really look like that under an x-ray? I have no clue. I made it up. I obviously couldn't find an x-ray of a watermelon online, so I just took a picture of a watermelon and used different blending modes to make it look like an x-ray. Kiwi, you can randomly acquire a deathly allergy? Interesting. Never heard of that. Never had access to extra equipment and a watermelon at the same time. I don't think a lot of people have. Okay, just looking at it from afar in my little stream preview there, it looks like faces even from afar. So I think we did it right. Now we need to figure out a background. And also mess with things a little bit, but the most important thing is finding a good background.